Hey, while editing Spawny memes here, um, just for some context, I love Mortal Kombat. It's my favorite fighting game franchise of all time. And Mortal Kombat X is my favorite game in the franchise, and I think that game can do no wrong. So, yeah, MK11 review inbound. I'm very negative. So, if you like the game, I don't recommend you watch it.
I'm gonna stop trying to appease to the people who like this game because I've wrote this fucking video so many times, and I'm just gonna speak my mind. I'm gonna talk about what I want to talk about, and I'm not gonna ignore anything. If I forget to bring up something, I'll put it in the description because I'm sick of trying to record this video in a nice little boy manner. But MK11 sucks. It's a terrible game. Like there's things in it that I like Spawn and Rambo, and that's it. That's the end of my list. The game's block dashing is nice. That is the only point of gameplay that is good. And I'm being completely serious. I'm not mad in the moment. This isn't like whenever the game first came out, and I was furious that the gameplay is just garbage. It's just block high to avoid the overhead combo starters, react to the lows, and vice versa. And, it sucks. It's boring. It's really boring. Like, let's just compare MKX to MK11, where in MKX, every character was almost like three characters in one. It was really interesting. It was very interesting. That game had so much depth in its characters. But the gameplay, the base gameplay itself, take the characters out of it, is really simple. You've got some meter, you've got some health bars, and you've got a sprint meter with a sprint mechanic in general. Pretty simple, right? It's the characters that gave the game depth. It's the characters that made Mortal Kombat X good in my personal favorite playing MK game of all time. And let's go to MK11. You look at a base character in MK11, right? A base character. No abilities added onto him at all, right? Sorry, voice crack. Getting a little choked up because I hate this fucking game. All right, base character. There's nothing. Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing to explore. They might have a combo starter, a meterless combo starter. Probably not, though. Probably not. It's probably in the form of a special move that you have to equip. And just, nothing. The thing that complicates MK11, I don't know if you could hear my air quotations, the thing that complicates MK11 is its gameplay. It's kind of the reverse of MKX, where its characters aren't jack shit, but apparently the gameplay is what spices it up with flawless blocking and the 120 different ways to wake up. Very interesting, let me tell you. So you get into a game, and first off, you can wake up whenever you want. There's pretty much no risk to it except getting whiff punished. And your meter refills automatically. That's right, guys. You don't have to work for jack shit in this game. This game just hands you stuff. And I totally understand that NetherRealm wants new people to get into their game. I completely understand. Like, I'm serious. Fighting games are a polarizing genre, and a lot of people see fighting games as really, really just... what's the word I'm looking for? Intimidating. That's what I mean. And it's hard to get into a fighting game. I understand. But, MK11 is the most polarizingly boring fighting game I've ever played. There is no depth to any of the characters except for like Rambo and Spawn, and that's just because they have a lot of utility in their move kit and their custom variations, which, by the way, custom variations didn't come out until Combat Pack 2 came out. The entire selling point of the game, the tagline of the game, "You're next," implying and them showing you that you can create your own custom variations. Oh, that's not in ranked. That's not in ranked. That's not in ranked until like over 200 days later. You see what I'm getting at here? The game is like, this isn't a Mortal Kombat game. I cannot believe that Mortal Kombat X and 11 came one after the other. Every time this franchise gets interesting and different with MKX. MKX was a very different MK game. and you look at that game's roster, you've got really unique concepts like Ferritor, Kotal Khan, Cassie, and Takeda, and Kung Jin especially. I love Kung Jin's gameplay. And it's like, wow, this is really unique. And then you look at MK11's roster. They got rid of all the They made Kotal Khan a shadow of what he used to be. Same goes for a lot of the characters, especially Cassie. They just neutered Cassie. Jackie. They brought back Jackie instead of Takeda. I still laugh about that. Man. It's honestly unbelievable. And if you look at the base roster, this is the MK Trilogy roster. And I don't blame them for wanting to go back to the safe space, because MK11 was clearly like this was what I feel like they put their ass into. With MKX, they just did whatever the fuck they wanted and had fun with it. MK11 was the safe bet. And it really hurt the game. It very, very, very much hurt the game. And the gameplay of MK11 fucking sucks. This is the in-depth gameplay section of the game. This game, of the review, I mean, sorry. And I'm doing this in one take, by the way, because I want you to get my unfiltered, unscript-worthy opinion. The only thing I have is gameplay points here that I'm going to talk about. So, let's start. This game has zero depth. And, like, a fighting game can be casual. I'm not saying it can't be casual. They just went about it in the complete wrong way here. I mean, like, Street Fighter V is casual, but at least in my opinion, Street Fighter V has depth. Maybe that's just because I suck at Street Fighter V. If there's any Street Fighter fans that watch this video, tell me. Go ahead. But, like, why is the meter this way? Why is the meter so bad? You don't have to work for it. You don't have to work for it at all. It just comes back automatically. It takes the entire incentive to play aggressively, and whenever you're out of meter as a zoner, it's like, oh, I gotta build that meter back up or I'm not gonna be able to zone anymore. Okay, so you take that zoning archetype, you take Cetrion, and she can just full screen, just ground pound, and like full screen frame lock you, and it's like, oh, great, awesome, all right. Well, oh wait, she's out of meter, so I can move in. By the time you get up there, by the time she finishes blocking and you actually start a combo, she has fucking combo breaker back, which, by the way, combo breaker in this game is fucking abysmal. Sometimes, if someone breaks out of a combo, they can break out of it, and then, just in very specific times, but it's happened to me enough to where it's a fucking problem, they can punish you for breaking out of your combo. The great thing about Combo Breaker in MK9 and X and Armageddon is it basically resets neutral, putting both players on equal ground to restart just the thing, basically. It resets neutral. So, like, why the hell does it work this way? You've got about 900 different ways to wake up. And in Injustice 2, it was so simple. Just invincible specials on wake up, but if you wanted a move that covers the air a little bit better, you would probably do their anti-air, but be careful because that doesn't have invincibility on wake up. And you know, I mean, like, a new wake up system isn't inherently a bad thing, but all these different options and just the gameplay in general gives the illusion of depth. But what is the purpose of them existing? Up threes are your universal, like, armored threat, right? That'll get someone off of you. But then it's like, up twos are only good for anti-airs, but even some of the up twos in the game are dog shit, like Spawn and Fujin's hitbox on those. And it's like, make them universal. Armor breakers, that's another thing that's not universal. That's a problem that this game has. It's very inconsistent. Very annoyingly inconsistent. Somehow the more simple the game got, the more inconsistent it got. I don't know how they fucked it up that way, because you look at a character like Spawn. He has to replace his armor breaker with his combo starter. So, you're going to tell me to get rid of my launcher. So, okay, I'm sorry. To break out of combos, you gotta get launched in MK11. It's not like MKX. You gotta get launched. So you're telling me to get rid of my launcher to get the thing that punishes armor breaks that come out of getting launched? Not to mention, there's some characters in the game, like Noob Saibot, where they have combo continuers, but then there's characters like Sub-Zero, where his forward 4 is his armor break, and you have to be in the most specific situations ever. Rambo's the same way, and in my opinion, that's just garbage. But then there's characters like Shao Khan, right? There's characters like Shao Khan, where he has 3 different armor breakers that cover multiple different situations, and it just feels like they didn't know what the hell they were doing. They I feel like they forgot how to make a game, and in their own words, they said that MK11 is a modernized Mortal Kombat 2, right? That sounds cool. And I genuinely applaud them for trying something new. But it's like, what is the point of short hops? You know? It's like, that doesn't... What? Most, like, look at a character like Jade. What the hell is her short hops? Look at a character like... What's the point of there being 2? Because they're both of them are probably minus as hell. And if they're not, it's like, you know... I don't understand short hops. Are they supposed to be wake up pressure? Because you can just up 3 the fuck out of them. And it's like... I could see like doing a short hop into a low as like a mix-up, which by the way, this game has none. In this game, you could just block forever. And I mean, it's like they didn't know what they were doing. It's like here's another main point, and just combo strings. This is like fundamental fighting game stuff. Combo strings, and it's like, how do you fuck up combo strings? I can name like 3 worthless strings on every character in MK11. I am that confident in the fact that they just don't know what they're doing. They don't. Kitana, some of Raiden's strings, it's like what the hell? Kitana has 4 strings. And like that's Kitana has 4 strings, right? But then she has like 16 actual strings, and it's just 12 of them are useless. You know what I mean? It's shit like that. That's very prevalent in MK11. It's around a lot, and it's just really unfortunate because there are some strings that suck ass, and then they've got crushing blows attached to them, and that's another problem. Crushing blows. They should have just scrapped it at conception. Because crushing blows existing, that cool animation that you get for pulling one off is not worth the overall damage that it did to MK11. That it did to Mortal Kombat in general. Because the amount of pussy gameplay mechanics in this game, comeback mechanics, that is a thing that is a problem in the fighting game community. I saw Tekken fans shit on just the concept of Rage Drive. And it's like, you take that, right? You take the concept of Rage Drive and multiply it across the entire moveset to where they have multiple. And you've got some that launch. You've got some that just lead to 60% combos at least. Like, you've got to be a dumbass not to land that 60% combo, son. And it's like, you look at things and you wonder, what the fuck were they thinking? What were they thinking with this? Because I cannot believe that crushing blows were like talked about. That some of them are like, oh, your opponent has to block late. What am I going up against? Like against a person with no hands and polio? It's like, who the hell is going to block late? What the fuck is that? Cetrion and Baraka both have stuff like that. And it's like, who the hell would block late of a crushing blow from Baraka? It's like, you're always going to... He's so easy to block. And like, Because his low start combos is an overheads knockdown. Anyone knows that. Anyone knows that about Baraka. Poor guy's been low tier since the game came out. And it's like, some of them are like, oh, don't get knocked down for 12 seconds, land this grab, lead to a 60% combo, bro. I got you. And it's like, okay. So turtle up for like 12 seconds, land a fucking 50-50 throw. And it's just like, I've had games in MK11 ripped from me. And it's because the absolute sheer amount of crushing blows and just pussy comeback mechanics in this game, it's just bad. It's just bad, man. And it's just like, is having a game be balanced really worth this? Is it worth being the most unfun MK game I have ever played? I have found more enjoyment out of the Game Boy Advanced 3D era games. I swear to God, I'm not lying to you. Like, I am not overreacting. It has been over 2 years since this game came out. I have accepted the fact that this game just isn't for me. And the only things about this game that I will ever return to it for is Spawn and Rambo. I have come to accept that. And again, I want to say this. If you like this game, more power to you. I completely understand. But this game is just so mediocre. I mean, it looks great. But that's about all I can say. That is genuinely all I can say. The story is really like the only thing in this game that like I would say is better than MKX. Of course, like taking visuals out of it because MKX hasn't aged great, but it's like story, that's it. And even then, the story's villain is garbage. What the fuck is a Titan? What is that? It's like, stop retconning shit, NetherRealm. Stop. Just fucking stop. Higher than the one being? The one being is supposed to be like Jehovah himself. And then you're telling me the Titans are above that and there's multiple of the Titans higher than the Elder Gods and the one being. Alright, yeah. What the fuck is a Titan, man? And it's like, come on, bro. There is only one thing in this game that I like. And I'm going to give Spawn and Rambo their own section. Because I've been waiting for Spawn to be put in an NRS game since 2014 with Injustice 1. And 6 years later, I got him. And what a fucking game to put him in. What a game to put him in. And it's like, he feels like Spawn. That's one thing I'll give him. He's not like Leatherface, where, granted, it's only one Leatherface variation, but Leatherface like throws anti-gravity chainsaws. And it's like, they just got Spawn right with Keith David voicing him, and NetherRealm really outdid themselves with Spawn. They put their whole ass into it, and I really, really appreciate him. And like, they also put the Batman Who Laughs skin in with Noob Saibot, which made me very happy. And yeah, those are literally oh yeah, and Rambo is a really unique character. Very cool character. I really like him. And yeah, Rambo and Spawn. Oh yeah, and Combo Noob Saibot. The only 3 characters I like in that game. I also dabble in Joker, but he gets boring. As does every character on that roster. My name has been Spawny Memes. My name is Spawny Memes. Smimi Nops, Crothan the Milkman, the father of mothers. I go by a lot of things. And yeah, thank you for listening to me bitch about MK11 for, wow, 19 minutes. Holy shit. I'm not going out of my way to get a lot of gameplay for this video. And I did this for you, Jadawa, so you will shut the fuck up. And yeah, my name is Spawny Memes, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Please watch the next video. If you even watch this video. Bye. I hate MK11. 4 out of 10 game. Really hope MK12 isn't like MK11 or I'm swearing off the series. Yeah, I love MK. Yay. But MK11 sucks. Bye, guys. Bye. MK11 sucks. Bye.